Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Daily Affirmations and Prayers for Your Abundance. Let me go ahead and share this broadcast out as you come on in. Come on in, because I am super excited about today's topic to share with you guys. So let me go ahead and share. Share. And I hope that you guys are sharing it out too. Share this out too, because you are going to want to be present for today's topic. Today's topic is restoring your mind for abundance. So you definitely want to tune in, share this to your network, your friends, your mama them, okay? Because we all need a renewed, restored, rejuvenated mind so that we can step into our prosperity, step into our abundance, step into the true identity of who we are. But if we don't know who we are, if we don't recognize who we are, if we don't understand, comprehend all of the power, the authority, all of the yummy goodness that resides on the what is she, her, me, what is you, and you, then we are already at a loss, already at a disservice. So we have to shift our mind. We have to rejuvenate. We have to restore our minds. I'm almost done with the share. Almost done. So make sure you are sharing as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you. We don't know if Coach D is going to be joining us this morning and gracing us with her presence. But if not, I promise that I am going to give it to you the way you need it this morning. Okay. So I'm almost done with the share. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into it. So again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you wherever you are in the world. Okay, my name is Queen Chi, and what I do is empower women with the tools to fortify their minds and heal their hearts from mental and emotional trauma that they do to themselves and they allow other people to do to them. So today's focus is right in my wheelhouse, which is why I'm super excited to be on here talking to y'all today and being able to pray this into you today. So before I get started, I want you to ask yourself a question, and I want you to keep this question present in your mind the entire time that we are together this morning, okay? So the question is, are you ready for change? Are you ready for change, right? Because we all face challenges in our lives, whether it's financial, whether it's emotional, whether it's professional. But what separates abundant people from those who struggle is the mindset. It's the way that you think about and approach what they consider problems, right? That makes the difference. You see, in life, we often are held back by limiting beliefs, negative self talk, and the lack of imagination. So, when these things are allowed to run rampant in our lives, it creates what is called mental roadblocks that prevents us from achieving our goals and even living the life that we truly desire to live, right? And it leaves you stuck in a holding pattern. How many of you out there feel like you are in your own personal Groundhog's Day sometimes? You're just reliving the same cycles over and over again. And you're just tired. You're just really just tired of it. You know that there is more. You know that there is better. You know that there is greater. But for some reason, you keep being stuck in this place. It all starts with your mind, right? You have to restore, you have to renew, you have to rejuvenate your mind, because how you think, right? How you believe a thing is what it is to you. It is true to you. It is your reality. And so it all starts with your mind. So again, ask yourself, are you ready for change? Are you ready for change? And are you tired of being in holding patterns, right? That create constant fear, constant judgment of yourself and others, self-doubt about you and your abilities, your capabilities, your circumstances, all these different things that come with having a jacked up mind. And the truth of the matter is, you're always in control. You need to understand that you have the power. And the power is in your thoughts. Our thoughts are so incredibly powerful that they have such a direct impact on our emotions, our actions, and ultimately the results that we see that show up in our life, right? So when we focus on stuff like scarcity and lack, and what happens is we attract more of that into our reality, because what you focus on magnifies and multiplies. And I'm going to give you an example just in case you don't believe me. When you wake up, and let's say you wake up late, now you're frustrated because I wake up late, now I'm rushing, right? And now you focused on the frustration, you focused on being late. Don't the rest of your day go jacked up? Now you stuck in traffic. Now you didn't eat breakfast. Now, something else happened. They calling you about something else. Like, your focus is completely on all the things that is going wrong in your day, because that is where your mind set. That was your starting point. That was the emotional and mental vibration that you decide to settle on in that day. But again, the wonderful news about that is that you can always shift. You can shift just like that at your command, at your choice, right? But our thoughts are, like I said, so incredibly powerful, so powerful that they create the reality in which we live. And so when we focus on abundance, when we focus on prosperity, we create the energy, the positive energy that attracts that into our lives. So the question of the day is, are you ready for change? So how do we restore our mind for abundance, right? First, we need to become aware of what our thoughts are. What are the thoughts that you are thinking in your mind? What are you thinking? And if you don't know what you're thinking, it's a good time to take a catalog of your thoughts. One of the things that I do with my clients is that when we first start working together, you're not aware of all the negative thoughts that you're thinking, all of the negative things that come out your mouth, all of the negative actions that are created from this thought process. So for a week, I have them catalog, journal every time a negative thought pops into their mind, right? Every time something negative comes out of their mouth, every time a negative action is brought forth through this whole process, they have to write that down. They have to notate that. So they have an accounting of how often they are thinking the thoughts that they're thinking, they're saying the things that they're saying, and acting in this behavior that is not serving them, right? And once you become able to see and identify it, now you can take accountability for it. Now you can change it, you can shift it, because what you are aware of, now you can bring healing and restoration to, right? Because you were not created. You were not created to be in lack. You were not created to have this negative mindset, to have this place in your inside of yourself where you think that you cannot do anything. You are capable of mind-blowing, amazing things. And the only limitation that is stopping you is you. I'm going to say that again. The only limitation that is stopping you is you. You are both your greatest ally and your greatest threat. And so once you realize that, you want to be on team you, okay? I am team me all day, every day, okay? Can't nobody tell me nothing about me. There is nothing that I cannot have, nothing I cannot do. I am a person who believes in the and. Don't give me choices, because I want both of them. I want all of them. I want the 5 of them. I want to go all the places. I want to do all the things, okay? I don't want to do this or that. Both of them, okay? And it's because I have an abundance mindset. So once we become aware of our thoughts, right, we pay attention to the stories that we're telling ourselves, because we tell ourselves these stories of limitations, and the stories that we tell ourselves and others really shape our reality. For when I first stepped into entrepreneurship, y'all, on the outside, I'm like, yes, entrepreneurship is the bomb. I'm going to do this. I'm about to make all these millions and billions of dollars. But when I'm sitting by myself, okay, after I quit my corporate job, all right, that everybody said, this is the dream job, this is the thing, all right, sitting by myself, I'm like, oh, you gonna die. You gonna die out here, okay? You gonna die out here. You don't know what you're doing, okay? And it affected me. That story that I was telling myself internally affected me. That mean girl that I allowed going on in my head to be sounding off, with all this judgment and these hypothetical situations, it stifled me. So in the beginning, I was not thriving. I was not achieving because every time I would go to do something, that voice would resonate with me and it would slow me down. It would stop me in my tracks because I did not see myself as capable. I did not see myself as worthy. I did not see myself how I should have seen myself, right? So it wasn't until I changed how I see me, started to change the story that I tell myself about me, about my capabilities, about the brilliance that is me, about the beautiful person inside and out that is me, about the power that I have to transform lives and impact people through my very presence. That's when abundance begins to flow. That's when change begins to happen, when I affirm me, when I love on me, when I spend time with me, when I spend time renewing this mind. And this is a daily process, okay, you guys? This is not a one hitter and quitter, okay? This is a daily process of renewing your mind, of restoring your mind. We have been groomed, programmed by society, by school, by media, by the work, jobs and all these different things to behave a certain way and to do things a certain way and to think a certain way, right? But we have to unlearn all those things. We have to renew our mind. We have to get back to the true essence of who we are, which is powerful, okay? Which is amazing, which is beautiful. And if you're telling yourself any other story other than that, your story is trash. You need to let that go, okay? And start to tell yourself the story of truth, the story of the creator. That is you, the story from the creator when he made you in the image and likeness, right? Image and likeness. Powerful. All right. Good morning, Brittany.
Good morning, Queen. Good morning. How are you?
Everybody welcome Brittany. I am doing amazing. How are you?
The same, the same.
Wonderful. All right. Well, how you been? You've been following along. You just popped in. Well,
I
all
have,
right.
I have. So you said something powerful this morning when you said your only limitation is you. I promise you, I know if no one else knows that, that's me. How many times have I gotten in my own way? How many times have I told myself, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not going to do that right? And it's like, in a sense, you slapping God in the face. You know, what I made you. You were created in your mother's womb, from Psalms 139. And so it's not until we fully know ourselves that we're able to operate in that. I was looking at something on YouTube and I cannot remember who it was because I want to give credit to them. But they said the same things, I'm paraphrasing, but the same things that you used in your pain, use them in your purpose. Use them to thrive and use them to help you and to be able to restore your mindset. Like when I tell you within the past year, my mindset has shifted. So I give you a little background. So I started my business exactly a year ago, Saturday. I think the first was Saturday. And I'm just now, that's why I know what I'm saying. I'm just now really getting all my lunch pages together, which I've been doing some things in between. But it's like, Brie, you could have been did that. You had already did the hard part to press the button to make it an LLC, right? And so I finally had one of my coaches to tell me, she was like, Britt, until you're ready, I'm not going to be ready. And I was like, wow. So it was the mindset that I had to frame. I had to look within myself. It's like, do I really want to be an entrepreneur, or am I doing it because it looks like it's the hottest thing? Because I'm going to tell you, this is not for the faint of heart. You really, you really got to have some grit and some strength of the Lord. You got to have it all to really be able to move forward in being an entrepreneur. So the growth mindset, the difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset. That fixed mindset, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do all that. The growth mindset says, I'm not ready right now, but I'm preparing myself to get to that point. So it's all up here. It's here. And we always say, well, it's with the man we serve the Lord. But truthfully, like if God came to your house, like right now, meaning here, what would he find? Would he find, would he find, would he find like you being able to maneuver through? Okay. Or would he find you really being able to move through what you're trying to do? So yeah, that's powerful, sis. Here you go.
It is powerful. Everything you just said was so powerful because, like we talked about, there is no limitation other than the ones you put on yourself.
Mhm.
And the essence of who the creator of the universe is
Mm,
resides in our DNA. It's a part of our makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like he
yeah.
put his hands on it and formed this, took
Mm,
time with it. And like you said, it's a slap in the face of the creator to be like, oh, what you made is suck. What you made, not good enough,
yeah,
not smart enough, not whatever enough.
right.
When the word says more than enough. So it's like, wait a minute, whose account are you believing? Who
All right.
told you?
All
Who
right.
told you you were
Mm,
naked, right? Who told you that you was not enough? And why in the world would you
right.
believe that? Why would you believe another creation,
Hmm.
right? Why would you believe someone outside of yourself who could not even
Yes.
fathom, could not even mentally,
Mm,
emotionally, spiritually contain the magnitude of who you are?
hmm.
Why would
Hmm.
you believe that person? Why would you believe their account when they only see a snippet, like a right of who you are and what you're capable of, and they
Absolutely.
make a decision about who you are and what you're capable of on that very little, right? But you
Right.
with you always. You know
That's
what you
right.
can do
You with you always. That's powerful.
always.
Yes.
You
You can't.
ain't with
It ain't like you can leave out your body. Like, you know what, girl? I'm gonna leave. Where you going? You ain't going nowhere because this is where you dwell. And I was just sitting here thinking that you was talking, and the spirit just came to me and just said, as we are approaching a special uh, holiday commemorating, Jesus's death, burial, and resurrection. The ultimate thing, we need to be resurrected out of our dead mindsets. Like, you got to come out the grave. You got to stop telling yourself, like, I can't do this. Who said? But here's the question: who said you couldn't do it? If it's other people, you can go ahead and put them in a box and bury it. Because those same people probably in a nutshell, they're probably jealous of you. They're probably they're probably sitting here saying, well, she thinks she all that. But here, I've even had somebody say, you welcome, you welcome. You doing too much. But my phrase is, you doing too little. Because it's so much to be, hey, it's so much to be done around here. It's so many people that can be helped in even in light of you growing your business. So if I got to keep doing more, and it too much is given, much is required. Now, if you're gonna sit here and have a business, right, and say I want to grow and I want to make, just to say $1 million this year, okay, you can't hang with Pookie and Ray Ray and them. If you just gonna making $1 million, if they gonna help you make the $1 million, or y'all gonna sit down and make a strategy and say, This is what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna do this from April to June, and then from July to September in the quarters, making sure that you have a plan and to be able to filtrate your mind with God's word and other people that He's used. Because my husband said something powerful in our Bible study last night. He said, if you can only find God at the church, then you're not getting to know God. Because there's God everywhere. You can be able to get Him through, people to help. You can even get through God through therapy. So it's the mindset. It's that mindset. And being able to want to grow. Because some people, not talking about them, but some of them don't want to grow. And when you find them people, you better run. You better run because it will filtrate into your spirit, and then you're gonna think that you got it going on. None of us have it all together. None of us are perfect, but we should be striving to be the very best versions of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day, every moment of every day.
Every
I
day.
said it daily. It's actually a moment by moment process.
Right,
It's a
right.
breath by breath process. You got to make a choice. You have to
Yes,
make a choice. Who am
yes.
I going to be in this moment,
Right,
right? Who
right,
do I
right,
choose to be? Who do I choose to show up as in the earth in this moment,
right,
right?
right,
And so, like I said, it's you hold all the power because at any given moment, you can change. You
right.
can shift because you're taking in new information, new experiences all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
when you add intentionality to all of that,
My Lord.
when you add a plan,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And a purpose to all of that, then your is on
Mm-hmm.
purpose. Who am I going to be? The highest version of myself on purpose.
On
How do
purpose.
I be the highest version of myself? Well, what does the highest version look like?
Wow,
What does it
wow.
sound like? What does she act like? Who does she surround herself with? What are the places that she go? What are the things that she does? Right? What does her income level look like? What does
Mm.
her network look like? Intentionality. And so you put things into place, into position based on who you see yourself as. So that's why it's so important, like you said, the growth mindset. Because even people who are in a growth mindset, we don't have problems.
Mm.
That's not a growth mindset. There is no problems. There are opportunities. Everything that shows up into your reality is an opportunity,
Yes,
right?
yes.
An opportunity for you to find a solution. It's not a problem because if it was not present, right?
Right.
Those valley experiences, if they were not present, if they did not show up in your reality, you would never grow because we are people who love comfort zones. We're human beings. We love to be
Ooh.
comfortable. We love things to be just, status
Yes.
quo or whatever. It takes intentionality. It takes
Mm.
the understanding that growth is a requirement of you that is going to cause you to stretch, and stretching hurts sometimes.
Tell
Okay,
me
stretch
about it.
feel
Oh, oh my
good.
God.
But if you think of just in your body, the ability to stretch, if you don't stretch out your limbs, right, then you lose mobility. You
Yes.
lose strength and access, flexibility, agility if you're not able to stretch.
Right, right.
So we have to be in our growth mindset. We have to understand that there is no failure, right? There is no failure. If we think about the light bulb, just the very creation of the light bulb, this man failed
Right.
999 times, right? 999 times we would say he failed, but none of that matters because he really didn't fail. Each time he went back at it, it was another stepping stone to getting to the light bulb that worked. And now today, what do we have? Light,
That's right. That's right.
electricity, right?
Exactly.
But if he would have stopped, at
Mm.
this don't
Mm.
work. This must not be for me. Let me go ahead and give up and stop now. Then we would not have what we have today. And
That's
so,
right.
what is inside of you that the world is waiting for you to release? What is inside of you that the people who are assigned to your life force
Mm-hmm.
is waiting to receive? They can't shift until you shift
Oh,
because
now you
we're
just
all
said a
connected.
mouthful, sis. They can't
We
shift
are
until
all
you shift.
connected.
That's
You
right.
matter. You're valuable. And like I could have sat here by myself and had this whole conversation talking to my I'm looking at myself, y'all. I can't see y'all. So I'm having this whole conversation with me, reflecting back to me, right? But when Brittany showed up, she added a whole new dynamic because she was needed and necessary in this moment for us to
Mm,
be able to deliver this message to y'all. So that when you're starting your day this morning, you start with the growth mindset and intentionality. So everything that you impact today, every person you come into contact with today, now you have a new dimension of yourself that you're carrying, a new awareness that you are stepping into if you so choose, right? Because
mhm,
it's your choice.
mhm.
If you so choose, another understanding of who you are, another awareness of
Yeah.
what you carry. And when you step into that, you move different,
Mm.
operate differently, you speak differently because this is powerful.
Ooh.
And death, life and death. And
Mm.
so understanding that life and death comes from here, I'm very careful on what I say.
Yes.
I put my mouth on people, right? Because I am a vessel of light, but I can also be a vessel of darkness.
Right.
Who, whose camp are you aligning yourself with? Right? And that's all goes back to your belief system. I choose people can purposely try to be offensive. It's my choice to be offended. I don't have to be offended ever. It's my choice to be offended. So I need you to think about that because growth requires, like I said, this stretching, this ability to cast off all of these preset terms of conditions of dealing with people in life based on where you grew up, what family you grew up in, what city. Now, I'm from the inner city of Chicago. Okay, so we talked. You don't let nobody disrespect you. You don't let nobody talk you crazy. You don't let nobody step on your new Air Force Ones, okay? Because that's the ultimate disrespect. People have lost their life for less where I'm from, right? So to shake all of that off, okay, that was groomed, embedded in me. I saw it every single day growing up, but I had to make a choice. Is that who I want to be in life? Is that how I want to show up? Well, I'm always being offended. Well, I'm always thinking that people was challenging me and I gotta pop off and I gotta show flex on them or whatever. No, that takes so much energy in the wrong way. I could put all that energy
That's
into
right.
being light and love. I could put all that energy into growing and excelling and multiplying and building, right?
Mm,
How much easier, how much more peaceful, how much more joyous is it in my life and in the lives of people I'm connected to bring an energy of restoration and healing than it
mm.
is to bring that attitude like you don't want it with me. Um, little tink tink,
All
I'm
right.
gonna you and
Yeah.
sit down. It's okay. All right. It's all right. Let's learn how to deal with our triggers. Let's learn to heal. Okay.
Yeah.
Our emotional wounds. Let's learn how to take
Yeah.
care of the little girl, the little boy
Come
that was
on.
in way back
Mm,
when, that was rejected and abandoned or processed an experience traumatically. Let's learn how to love on that baby, protect that baby, grow that baby up. Okay. And so we're
mm.
mature in how we are engaging in life because it's no longer acceptable to be like, that's just my personality. Is it? Is it really your personality?
Is you
Or is
saying
that
a
one of
mouthful? You saying a
your
mouthful?
saboteurs that you have allowed to run
Mm.
rampant in your life because you refuse to step up to the plate and be in
Yeah.
control?
You know,
Right?
I've seen it in my own life. You know, people around you that if they are close to you and they love you, they'll tell you about yourself now. And there was some patterns. This was before I had started being there were some patterns that I was having. And in terms of just how I was reacting to things. And I noticed there was a trend. So one day I just sat with myself and I said, you know what? Let me look at me. You know, my husband always says that, you know, We so busy looking out the window, but we never want to look in the mirror. Meaning, you so busy looking at what Jan and John and Paul and Susan and everybody is doing, but you're not looking at yourself. The word intentionality. You are intending to be what? Are you intending to be great? Or are you intending to be terrible? Honestly. Do you want to stay in the same place that you've always been? Our mouth, like you said, life and death is in the power of the tongue, but I don't think we realize what we be saying. God wants us to focus on what we're doing. And that's what I had to figure. Like, it's time to stop the talking. What am I doing? There have probably been things, and I know it was things I was saying I was wanting to do within 5 years. 5 years literally went by, still wasn't done. You talking? Why you still talking? Why it ain't done? The word even says it. Faith without works is dead. So, basically, in a nutshell, I'm basically telling God I don't even have the faith because I ain't even doing the works. I'm not even aligning myself to the very thing that I said. Okay, perfect example with the business. If I say that I want a business, at least start the first work to even go look at what is entailed to do a business. That's the first start. Not saying, well, girl, I'm gonna get me a business one day, and then 20 years roll around. Well, I wish I would have started. Why would you do that to yourself? You only get one life, one, just one. So it's got to be meaningful. It's got to be purposeful. Intentionality, it don't just go with entrepreneurship, it go with our relationships, but more so it goes with ourselves. Like, what does my relationship look like with myself? And I'm gonna tell you, when you working on you, girl, you ain't got time to be working on nobody else, because
Say
it's
that
so
again.
much that you have to take in. Like you said, dealing with the inner child. And quickest thing, you already know what I'm about to say, sis. The Lord gonna work it out. I'm going back. Faith without works is dead. How can he work out something that you won't even admit? Okay, you know you a mean person, but you won't come to say, you know what, sometimes my sleep do be mean. What how's that gonna benefit anybody? And then two, you putting mask on. I was listening, I had a privilege to listen to Tabitha Brown and Crystal Evans Hurst on a video they did, I think sometime last year. And the name of it was Showing Up as Yourself. And Tabitha Brown brought enlightenment when she said, I got tired of putting on costumes. And then when I got home, I was exhausted. I could have fell out, sis. Could have fell out. And I know what she was saying. You putting on all these people, being all these things, and you didn't forget who you were. I mean, so I'm going back to their words Hughes this morning. Intentionality is key. Be intentional on resetting your mindset. Be intentional on, like we were talking about yesterday, resetting that peace. Because if you don't have no peace within yourself, you ain't gonna have no peace with nobody else. You're not
That's
gonna have the
right.
peace to be intentional, to make sure that you're doing what it takes to be the person you need to be and show up for yourself.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Girl, you said so much wealth right there, okay? So much wealth. I hope y'all out here take notes. You got some pens and some paper going. If you don't, the wonderful thing about technology is it'll be on Coach D's timeline and on my timeline, on Brittany's timeline. So you can go back and find it later and rewatch it as many times as you need to so it get down in your system, okay, and become a
Uh,
part of who you are. But that's one of the things that happens when you have a growth mindset, that you're always absorbing new
mm,
information with the purpose and intent to grow.
yes.
You're not sitting there watching what's that stuff? TMZ and World Star, because
Ooh, you preaching, sis.
how does that add value to your life, your world? What is that doing for you? Nothing. It's just drama, reinforcing drama in your mind and your heart and making you subservient to low vibrational energy, right?
Wow.
And so again, it's programming because you think that that's how you're supposed to act when someone hurt your feelings or
Hmm.
somebody do something or you think somebody talking about you or whatever. Let me enlighten you. Most people not think about you. They got so much stuff going on in their world. And
Oh,
what you
yes.
doing, what you thinking, and
Mm,
what's going on in your life is not one of them. Okay. So
mm-mm.
if you don't make yourself the center of the universe, do it in a good way. Do
Yes.
it in a way that is productive to your life, that
Yes.
expands you in your capacity, expands you in your knowledge. Like Coach D talks about all the time, reading.
Mm-hmm.
Are
Mm-hmm.
you reading? Are
Yes.
you reading every single day? Are you watching? And reading includes, audio books. So if you don't want to pick up a physical book and read it with your eyes, audio books, okay, they read it to you. Okay, you just need to absorb the information. Watching videos, like she talked about so many videos that she watched that transformed the way that she was thinking about herself and others, and how to engage and interact with situations from watching videos that have the intent of purpose of a growth mindset, of transformation, of healing, right? And again, what you focus on multiplies and magnifies in your awareness. So when you begin to focus on yourself in a holistic way, then opportunities for you to continue to focus on yourself in a holistic way show up. They become prevalent in your reality, right? And one of the things that I want to say at the start of a restored mindset is this positioning of gratitude. I did a TEDx talk called Gratitude Rewired. And one of the statements that I made in there is that you cannot be a grateful victim. It's impossible for you to position yourself as a woe is me, it's always happening to me, nothing ever goes my way, wah, cue the violins, whatever, and be in a place of gratitude. They cannot coexist. And so the beginning of having a holistic mind, a mind that forms from a place of wellness and healing and wholeness, is to start from a place of gratitude. When you open up your eyes in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, whenever you wake up, because we all got different schedules, okay? Start with gratitude. And I'm grateful for everything. I'm like, Lord, grateful for the walls of the house that keep me safe and warm and protect my family overnight. Grateful that nobody came in here and, killed us in our sleep and knocked up upside the head and stole all our stuff. Grateful for the air that is in this atmosphere because I didn't choke and die. Like, gratitude.
Yes.
And when you start with a position of gratitude and you stay in that energy, it's very, very hard to be offended. It's very, very
Mm,
hard to be negative. It's very, very hard to be limited when you understand I'm grateful for everything because everything serves me, right? And that comes from all things work
mm,
together.
mm.
The good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. Do you love the Lord? Do you have a purpose?
Oh,
Yes and yes. I hope you responded
yes,
yes,
sis.
yes, right? And if you do, then how do you wake up and be like, oh, this is not gonna work. I don't know what's going on with it. Why this here? Oh my God, I'm so sad. How do you take on that positioning if all things work for your good? That means there is no thing that does not work for your good,
Yes, yes.
right? Even things that are painful work for your good because, like I said, those valley experiences
Oh,
are
come on.
needed, necessary for you to be able to have the stature, the depth to be able to stand on those mountaintop experiences.
And
Shallow
making
trees
verses.
are not strong.
It's important, and I didn't even cut you out, sis, but that's powerful. It's important to make verses come to life for you. Like the verse that says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthened me. All mean hard things. So that means I can do hard things through Christ that strengthened me. I can do easy things through Christ that strengthened me. I can do some difficult things through Christ that strengthened me. The growth mindset, making sure that we're entering in the very thing that we are facing. And you blew me away when you said we cannot be a grateful victim, my Lord. That's powerful. You can't. There's no possible way you can. Cause all you doing, if you that so-called victim, you just sitting and you just sulling and you're not healing. And I'm gonna tell you, healing hurts. People say, no, it don't. Yes, it do. Because you're facing things that you have another perspective about things that you were not mature or not ready to, some things you weren't ready to face. And in maturity, when you're mature about something, you move differently. You think differently. You don't react the same way you would have had it came to you when you were in the premature stage. Whew, that's powerful. I'm so sorry. That right
Absolutely.
there, oh girl. You giving I'm gonna have to go back myself to write these notes down, sis. Cause this
Me too, girl. You give it too. Listen, like you just said, growth, it's a violent process. Healing is a violent process,
mm,
right? If you think about if I scratch myself and I got a wound,
right.
my body is going through a violent process to
Yes.
be able to bring, the antibodies to surface, to be able to
That's
put a
right, sis.
scab on it. Like this is not no, now it can feel like that. Now don't get me wrong. It don't have to be,
Right.
it don't have to feel like that. That's your choice,
Right.
right? But
Right.
understand this is a process of violence. The kingdom suffereth violence, and the violence take it by force. You got to take your mindset back by force.
Yes. Yes.
You have to choose to be intentional about your growth by force. People not just gonna be like, "Oh, you want
Oh,
to grow? Okay,
sis.
well, let me
Point.
make space for you." If you wait,
You
let me take
have
it
to
back.
fight like you are in the ring ready.
Right.
Because no one, I'm telling you, sis, unless you got a circle, which we all do those few, and you can't even count them on your whole hand. Unless you got that, you better recognize that everybody else is fighting against you. And I know that somebody said to me a long time ago, you know how people be like, "Oh, I like your little car," or "I like your little house." Why I gotta be
Not
little?
little. Not
Oh, I know
little.
why it's little, cause your mind little. I know that's direct. I know that's going in. But when you have the envy and that jealousy in that sense, man, it tells so much about you. And see, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. That's another reason why you got to be careful what you're saying, because sometimes you may be saying some premature stuff that really shouldn't come to surface right now. Even ideas. I have to catch myself if there are ideas that I want to be able to come full surface. You better keep them closed. Don't share unless God is leading you to share and it leads to some works. But don't share that because somebody may literally steal a gem from you. We what we have in here is precious, but you gotta filter out. Did that really need to come out of my mouth? Especially like you said, somebody hurts your feelings. Redirect, exercise, pray, do something to release that. Because that pain, it could be used for something else. It can help us surface back to who we need to be.
Amen. Now listen here. I ain't worried about y'all stealing no gems from me. You take whatever you think you can pop off with. Because baby, let me tell you, she is original. She is the
Come
source,
on,
connected
sis.
to the source. But what you thought you stole, baby, that was last season.
That was
Okay.
last season.
That was last season. And it may work for you a little bit, okay, or it may
Right.
work for you a little bit
Right.
more power to you. But you better know that she
Mm.
lived in the river, okay? And I ain't concerned about you stealing not a thing. Not a thing. As a matter of
You
fact,
better
I
go
get
on, sis.
if it works for you, okay, you and your house and your family and your children,
But it's
children.
not gonna prosper. You can take the idea, but it's not gonna be the original. It ain't gonna be hot off the press like he gave it to me. See, that's what people fail to understand. There are originals and there are copies. And have you noticed, like when you make a copy at work, it don't look like the full original because it's a copy. It's not the authentic version of it. And you could even take that and be like, dang, there we need to be authentic, not copies. I don't want to
That's
be a
right.
copy of myself. I need to be the authentic version. What you see is what you get.
Amen. And the
Mhm.
copies of nobody else. Most people try to be copies of other people,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
is such a disrespect to
Oh,
yourself. Like you're the original you. You're the only you.
yeah.
Like even identical twins do not have the same fingerprints.
Mhm.
Like authentic, exclusive, okay, one of a kind. And
One of
you
a kind.
said,
Yes.
world, I don't want to give you this original. So I'm going to try to duplicate that which is over
Yeah.
there. Mind you, you don't know the story, the depth.
Come
You
on.
don't know the growth process, what it took. You don't even know if that's real because most people are sitting here with the whole cover girl situation on and everything is wonderful and they winning in all areas. And not saying it's not possible,
Yes.
just most people not there, okay? So they social media living and you sitting there comparing yourself to this
Mhm.
experience that you see that's captured in little snippets of life via little videos that's 20 seconds long and
Right.
pictures, next to yachts and donkeys and camels and horses or whatever. And you're like, oh, I wish it was me. I'm gonna try to do that. Now you fabricating stuff. You
Mm.
going to, they got little Instagram rooms now where you can take pictures in like a fake jet and stuff like that. So you sitting there in the
Really?
Instagram room taking, girl, it was all on the little, it had articles about it, like these influencers.
Oh
That's what I'm
wow.
talking about. These
So we
influencers
taking
who
pictures in
make
jet.
you think that they
Okay.
doing all of this stuff. They sitting here in Instagram rooms taking pictures in fake jets. And you swallowing them thinking like, oh my God, they're just so amazing. They're doing not saying that they not amazing, but that
Oh,
is fake. Okay. That is
fake.
fake. All right. Now, if you really want to get on a private jet, there are memberships that you can join for like $500 a month. And you can take as many private jets to wherever you want to go as many times as you want to. If that's what you want to do. You don't got to fake it. There are resources out there to live a real, true, authentic experience of whatever experience you want to do.
All
But it
right.
requires work.
Mhm.
It requires work,
Right here.
right? Restoring, healing your mind, being authentic, being your true self. Like uncover the cover girl, okay?
Mm. Mm.
Be you. And whatever that is, own it.
Yeah.
Own it. And every moment of every day, choose to
Yeah.
actively be intentional on leveling it up. So we're almost getting ready to end in a little bit. So I want to give you some practical steps, all right, how to level up. So we talked about gratitude, starting your day with gratitude throughout your day, staying focused on gratitude. We're here every morning praying and we're giving you affirmations.
Mm.
Affirmations. Like affirmation is not just, I am beautiful. She used the word. She was using the word life, the word. Affirm yourself with the
Wow.
word, right?
Wow.
Affirm yourself with whatever is a place of you see deficiency in your own eyesight because you are whole. It is finished, right? You
All
just
right.
have to realize that you whole, right? It's all up to you because it's done. I don't know if you know that or not.
All right.
You just got to walk out the steps to
Mm-hmm.
sit in the doneness, right? So affirmations are powerful. And we talked about the inner child. Every single moment I have a process. Not every single moment, every morning I have a process. And I literally get in the mirror, okay? Throw the makeup, come on. You got a little eye
Mm-hmm.
booger, slob on your face sometime, little crusty, whatever. Right?
Right,
I
see.
ain't wash my face, I ain't brush my teeth. I don't care. And I look at her. That is she, her, that is me. And I tell her, you are gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous.
Mm.
Okay. And I believe that. Okay. Good morning, gorgeous, with all the energy that I have in the universe. Good morning, gorgeous. And I don't
Yeah.
just mean this gorgeous, I mean
Yeah.
all of
All of it.
this
All of it.
gorgeous, inside and out. And I spend time in the mirror looking at myself, empowering myself, affirming myself,
Yes.
right? So many times we show up to support other people and we pour into them and tell them everything's gonna be okay and you're amazing and you got this, but you don't tell yourself that.
Mm. Mm.
Like, oh Lord, we still on the struggle bus. I don't know if we're gonna make it today. Whoo, this hard. The story you tell yourself is important. So start telling yourself the narrative that you want to actually live.
Yes, yes. Mm.
Now, y'all be talking about y'all millionaires out here, and I ain't mad at you, but that's way too low for me, okay? Millionaire is poverty.
Ooh.
Me, my declaration, my affirmation, my decree is decillionaire. Some of y'all never even heard that word before.
Wow.
That is 33 digits. Because I got a whole globe to impact. You can't do that broke.
Girl, come
Right?
on. You can't.
So you have to affirmations. So attitude of gratitude, affirm yourself, spend time with yourself, pouring into yourself, right? So again, I ask you, are you ready for change? Because like Brittany said, until you're ready, her coach said, until you're ready, I'm not ready, right? So there's literally gems and treasures, physically, gems and treasures, and the gems and treasures that are inside of people who are assigned to assist you with your mantle,
Yes.
to help you produce what it is you're supposed to birth into the world. But the longer you stay in this mentality of brokenness and lack and poverty, and I don't mean just financial poverty, I mean poverty as a person, they cannot show up to assist you. Assist you with what?
Mm.
What they assisting? They assisting you staying in poverty and
Come
as a
on.
broken person?
Come on.
No. So until you begin to shift, until you begin to show up in your authenticity, in your identity, in your authority, understanding who you are, being grateful for everything that exists in your world, they can't show up with the gems and the treasures. They can't show up and release wisdom into you because you're not a vessel that's prepared to receive it.
Mama.
Right? If you think back over your life, how many times have you heard something? Right? How many times you heard wisdom? And in the season that you was in, you couldn't wrap yourself around it. You just no. No. Right? For example, I told you I come from the inner city of Chicago. We fighters. All right. Look like you won't say something, I'll punch you in your mouth. Okay. I'm sure lots of people don't tell people from Chicago you just can't be putting your hands on people. You could go to jail, you could end up dead, but to fighters, yeah, okay. That sounds great. But ain't nobody about to come for me. I'm gonna punch him in the face. But then at some point, you decided, I don't want to be the person that punch people in the face no more. I don't want to be fighting all the time. I don't want to be at strife and argument. I don't want to be in this place no more. And so you decided, I'm intentionally let that go, right?
Yeah.
And this violent process happened to where you stepped into peace, you started meditating, you started healing, you start changing your circle, the things that you do, you expose yourself to, you change your perspective. And now, when someone says that same thing to you, you're able to receive it because you're a prepared place, right?
Yeah.
So everything that you are looking and waiting for It's there. It's already present. It's already prepared for you to receive. Are you a prepared place to receive it?
Mm.
And if you're not, it's okay. Because remember, the great thing is just like that, you can shift. You could choose differently. And it is the collective choices that you make, just based on the collective thoughts that you think, that shape your reality. So, again, I ask you, are you ready for change?
Mm.
And one of the things that Brittany talked about is having a network, a community around you that pushes you to thrive, that
Yes.
puts you in positions to shine, that places, what's the word I'm looking for? Requirements, puts a demand on you to be great, right? You show up differently in those spaces because they love you, they know that you're great, and they're not going to allow you to show up any differently in their presence. Now, you could choose to still show up differently other than your greatness, but you're not going to be comfortable in this atmosphere doing that, right? So you'll either choose to grow intentionally and show up as your authentic self, or you will shrink away. And so today, I'm asking you, are you ready for change? And the WAN community is a wonderful community for you to step into because Coach D and the rest of the WAN community, like, we love you guys. We love hard. We are not going to let you fall. We support one another. We are there with wisdom. We're there with resources. We're there with network. We're there with opportunities for you to step into your greatness. So listen, we have Abundance School every single week on Sunday, right? So sign up for Abundance School. The link is right here at the bottom of the screen. Go to bit.ly/worth more 2023. Sign up for Abundance School. And don't just sign up, show up. Show up for Abundance School. Step into the community that is going to help you become a prepared place, right? So that you can manifest all that you were created for. Brittany, did you have anything that you wanted to share before we go ahead and pray? Girl, you on mute.
Sorry, sis. Trying to reduce the noise. But I just want to thank you for showing up and being intentional. You are a blessing to me today. So that way I know we're going to have even more conversations after today. But I am empowering everyone on the call. Prepare yourself for the change. Make sure that your mind and your heart is aligned to Christ or God so that He can be able to really restore you and to transform you. Because to be honest, if you don't even show up for that, you won't see the transformation. But I'm just so thankful to join you today. Like I said, I got to go back. I got to get my notebook. Right. Because there's so much stuff we talked about today. But I thank you for letting me join you today.
Thank you so much for showing up. Do you want to go ahead and pray us out? My atmosphere starting to get popping. My kids waking up and all that stuff. So I'm going to go on mute for a second. Oh, I can
Well,
put a holy
understand, and
over the house.
and as well as I, because I got a 3-year-old. So if you see me going back and forth, it's me taking care of him. But I'll be more than happy to pray us out this morning. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to be present today in a day that we've never seen before. Thank you for your glory. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for just who you are, God. You are so sovereign. You are so wonderful. And we just thank you for allowing us to exist. And God, I'm praying for each and every person that hear us on today and in the days ahead, God. I'm asking that you restore their minds, restore their hearts, but more so, God, restore their souls and allow us, God, to make the change, be available for change, be able to be who you want us to be. In restoring our minds, God, we know it's with the mind that we serve you, but in order to serve you, God, we got to give you the things that is old, that is dead, that is stagnant, things that are not allowing us to see you and to grow. God, help us to be renewed and be rejuvenated. And us being in the season of spring, God, this is the perfect time for new things to come. But in order for these new things to come, old things have to be removed. And so, God, even with our flesh, help us to crucify our flesh, God, daily. Help us to put it at bay so that we can be able to receive the fullness and your peace and your grace and mercy. Help us to be able to receive those things. Even in our heart, God, there are so many things that has transpired even within our lives. And God, I'm asking you to help us to let things go. It sounds so simple, yet it can be so complex depending on our maturity, God. Help us to let things go that have not served us well. If that's a person, a relationship, a job, whatever it may be, help us to let those things go so that we can be able to get more of you. And help us to make room so that we can be able to receive you and receive all the things that you have available for us. And God, lastly, restore our souls, God. That's the very thing that is in direct contact with you. God, some of our souls are so weary and so heartbroken and so depressed and so just filled with anxiety. Help us to be able to release all those things. The word says, cast our cares upon you because you care for us, God. And in caring for us, God, the metaphor of casting is like you're tossing on a saddle to a horse. So I'm just gently giving it to you, God, and not picking it back up, not taking it, because we know that we cannot do those things. Only you can be able to fix them. I'm asking that you empower every person today. God, affirm them that they are yours, that they are chosen, they are royal priesthood, God. Help them to know that they are of royalty and that your kingdom is always available as long as they choose to be able to partake in it, God. Any enemy that tries to come up on them, God, I'm asking you to already destroy the enemy's plans before he even tries to implement them. Help them to know that you are their vindicator and it's already done. It's already taken care of. Matter of fact, we all need to be shouting and praising you now because we have the victory in you. So God, thank you. If people have to go and travel within for their jobs, wherever their destination may be, God, protect them and keep them in peace and in covering in you. And God, just thank you for your love. Thank you for your joy. Thank you for your provision. And thank you for allowing us to have your purpose. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Now, y'all go out there and be great today, all right? We love y'all. Make sure you share this broadcast and make sure you show up tomorrow and bring some more people, okay, with you because we do this every day around 6 ish, okay? Don't hold up to the 6 o'clock because it might be 6:15, 10:30, But just show up, keep watching because we're gonna pop up on you, okay? So go to Coach G's page, Danielle Whittingham, and set a notification so that you get an alert when she go live on her page because she be always dropping all of the yummy goodness
Ooh,
nuggets that's gonna help you be great every day, okay? And get your money together, okay? Because anybody got time to be broke. All right. So we will see y'all next time. Bye.
bye.